Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to address a powerful and pervasive force that many of us face daily, FOMO, the fear of missing out. In our hyper-connected world, it's easy to feel the pressure to follow the crowd, to keep up with every trend, and to participate in every event. We see highlight reels on social media, and we start to believe that we need to be everywhere, doing everything to lead a fulfilling life. But let me tell you this. Living a life driven by FOMO can lead to stress, dissatisfaction, and a constant sense of inadequacy. Today, I challenge you to step back, to reevaluate, and to reclaim control over your life. It's time to shift from a mindset of FOMO to one of JOMO, the joy of missing out. Embrace the power of making choices that align with your values and true desires, rather than the pressure to conform to what others are doing. Together, birds of a feather flock. You chase after losers. You will not come out on top. Without realizing. You'll learn to follow their lead. You'll adopt their routines. Most importantly, you'll pick up on their outlook on life. You will also become cynical and negative if you spend all of your time around cynical and negative people. So you need to be aware of yourself. Many of us are seeing other people's life, their conclusions, and their consciousness firsthand. Another thing is that you start to observe, examining your life and the goals you have for yourself. One more important thing you need to accomplish. Surround yourself with influential individuals. Assemble a support system of people who can provide you strength and encouragement. Individuals from whom you can grow and learn. That is crucial. Check to see if somebody in your immediate vicinity can help you flourish. I joined the National Speakers Association when I decided I wanted to be a speaker. I desired to be in the presence of Dr. Norman Vincent Peale's, the Dwayne Dyers, the Zig Ziglars. I desired to surround myself with like-minded individuals. I wanted to take notes from them. You also wish to carry things out. It is your goal to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Individuals that share your dreams, those who hope for more from life. People who are reaching out, looking for, and trying to achieve something more in life, as contrasted to most individuals. It was once said that one should constantly aim to succeed in life, because the overcrowding is at the bottom. You see, you want to avoid being at the bottom. See, being at the bottom is easy. Being a loser requires no effort at all, requires neither drive nor incentive to remain there at a low level. But to say, I'm going to challenge myself, you have to muster all of your strength, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Les, I have to force myself out of bed sometimes. I don't do things that I know I should. I do things that I shouldn't. I've discovered that your greatest opponent is none other than yourself. An old African adage states that the adversary outside cannot harm us if there is no enemy within. You start thinking about turning this decade into your own. As you start to consider how you can change your life, when you start examining yourself, you must rethink who you are. Who are you at this moment? And who must you become to make the things you desire? What about you needs to change? What actions do you now take that could put you in danger? What is it about you right now that you have to let go of when you start to look to the future and assess yourself, since this is no longer appropriate? Considering your desired destination, the type of person you need to become, and the expectations you have of yourself, what needs to change? It is logical. You are going to keep getting the results in your life unless you alter your pattern, your way of thinking, and your behavior. You see, we're all winners, even though some of us are achieving unwanted outcomes. Therefore, all you need to do is review your strategy and game plan. How did you become so famous? What actions have you taken to create this? You see, you are both the producer and the director. You are the lead character in your own life, crafting the narrative. And as you start to examine your life, you have the ability to determine if it is a success or a failure. Examine your life. Take a look at your destination. Regarding your circumstances, don't worry. Regarding your age, don't stress. My buddy who is older, she's over 70, wanted to construct a multi-million-dollar building. Dr. Johnny Coleman is her name. Bankers and lenders tell you that's not possible. You're too senior. She disregarded them. Ladies and gentlemen, the building is now a multi-million-dollar construction. However, a large number of individuals would have paid attention to that. Many individuals might not have reached that stage at all. Having already told themselves no, they would have talked themselves out of even going to the bank to ask for it. See, the moment has come right now. Saying yes to your life is a must if you want to make this your decade. Instead of telling yourself no, you need to start saying yes to your aspirations, yes to your developing future, and yes to your potential. You see, 87% of the self-talk we do is negative. Saying yes to your dreams, therefore, requires conscious, purposeful, and determined effort on your part. Why not? Why not me? Avoid wasting time like most people do, whining about life. To advance, you must learn to let go of the past. Because they let their past experiences dictate their prospects, a lot of people never follow through on their aspirations. Your past actions don't define who you are now or what you can achieve. That is merely an image of your awareness. That's merely an indication of your maturation and progress. For you, the future is unfolding now. You currently have an infinite future ahead of you. Nobody is aware of your whereabouts. Nobody has any idea who you are, what you're made of, or what lies ahead for you. You're not even aware of that. Gentlemen and women, I had no idea. I could not have been persuaded by anyone that I could accomplish this. I will never forget that after my speech in Detroit, a friend from high school saw me and was backstage. "I can't believe it's the same guy," he exclaimed. After giving it some thought, I said, "It's not the person you know." He left. We possess the ability to alter our own past, our life's course, our thoughts, our destination, and our ability to discover uncharted territory. Thus, as you start to embrace this decade and declare it to be yours, as you make plans that will challenge you and bring out the best in you, as you start to cut people who are toxic and negative from your life, as you choose to take some risks in life, and that's one of the things that's really important. As Viscod once remarked, you cannot grow if you are not willing to take risks. You can't become your best self if you can't evolve. You can't be happy if you can't reach your full potential. And what else is there if happiness is out of your reach? Because most people are possibility blind, most people never accomplish their ambitions. They scan their surroundings, attempting to focus on the things they lack. Robert Roots, a young author of a book on achievement, he stated that the principles of the 3 little pigs are what prevent you from being successful or happy in life, not what you lack, but rather what you believe you need. What matters is not what you need. You see, I was dwelling on my lack, possessed no credentials, no college degree, and no experience working for a large company. I was dwelling on the bad stuff. Having stated that, what you see is what is negative. What do you come with when you're not focused on your objective? What's that? The chances don't matter when a dream is large enough, according to a buddy of mine named Dexter Yeager. It makes me think of a great man. His name was not mentioned in the Time magazine article on some of the greatest minds of the 20th century that I was reading. Dr. Howard Thurman was an advisor to Albert Schweitzer and Mahatma Gandhi, in addition to being one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s mentors. He went on to say that the best way for a man or woman to pass away is if their loved ones are gathered about their bed, joining them in prayer as they pass away. But picture yourselves, if you will, standing around your bed while you are on your deathbed. Life has bestowed upon you dreams, ideas, talents, gifts, and abilities that you never put to use. And now look at you through big, enraged eyes as they stand around your bed telling you, "We came to you because only you could have given us life, and now we must die with you forever." And the question is, what would perish with you if you passed away right now? What potential for greatness, dreams, ideas, abilities, leadership, and procrastination did you allow to impede your ability to come forth? Oh God, perhaps that is the reason Henry David Thoreau composed those lines, to arrive at the brink of demise. Simply to understand that you are merely living, only to find that you haven't even touched the tip of your potential. As a result of allowing fear to paralyze you, and without a genuine appreciation and acceptance of who you are, you start mistreating yourself. You start to undermine your own life. You start undermining your aspirations. You start acting against yourself without realizing it. You become your own worst adversary. So how do you handle that? You start to see how valuable and meaningful your dreams and gifts are to you, and eventually your desire for them will overcome your fear. Your desire for them will fuel your self-improvement efforts as you start to recognize your actual self, your true identity, your true power, your ability to effect change, and the miraculous working force you possess to accomplish the goals you set for yourself when you take them on. I am reminded of a gentleman who was conducting specialized research on a unique African tribe known as headhunters. And because of his dread, he found it impossible to build a rapport with these people. He was afraid they would take his head. He consequently put in a lot of time and effort there, but he never made any headway in building rapport or establishing a certain degree of confidence. After giving it some thought one night in bed, he finally remarked, "What is it that you came here to do? What missionary job do you do for a living?" "I wanted to study these barbarians," he continued. "What could be the worst thing they could do to you? Murder you." He suddenly realized that this is what he had come for. Even if there is some risk involved, I'm still going to go ahead and do it. "I'm not going to be terrified anymore," he declared. The following day he returned and got to work trying to speak with and interview as many of the tribe members as possible. And they started to react to him by extending a warm welcome. Years later, when others saw his advancement, they questioned him. "How were you able to do this? How did you turn the adversarial relationship around to a constructive one? Something that I believe is valuable to all of us," he continued. "What else is there," he asked, "when life can no longer threaten you with death? Furthermore, most of our worries are not ones that will end in death. Though they aren't that kind of fear, we exaggerate them and give them more power than they truly possess or deserve because of our imagination. And we allow them to rule over us. We let them decide how far we can pursue our goals and come to terms with who we are." And as we start to examine ourselves, pause for a moment. Let's get straight to the point. Once you evaluate yourself and start demonstrating your worth, just pause for a moment. Give it a minute. I've been trying to work this out. What could possibly go wrong for me on this? Will I die from it? Shall I pass away? Why am I undergoing so many changes because of this? How much actual power is there in this? And am I the one supplying it with energy? You see, we often allow ourselves to be conditioned into fear and to be nourished. You read the newspaper and watch the news after all. It would make you afraid to leave the house. Do I have this right? You would feel terrified. What types of things then are you putting into your consciousness? What thoughts are you having that will help you either go forward or provide an explanation for why you are staying where you are? Les, you can't possibly win. A lot of people told me when I ran for state representative in Columbus, Ohio. You need to watch not only the conversation within, but the conversation without telling me that. That is not possible for you to accomplish. I proceeded to the legislature and noticed myself. I was aware of my desires. In the chair, I saw myself. I indicated the chair I desired. I used to go watch the legislative process from the galleries while sitting up. I used to attend committee meetings to watch the introduction of new legislation. I gained knowledge on how to draft and change laws. I began to think like a lawmaker. I got up every day dressed like that and sold myself on the idea that I would be in the legislature. I am the gentleman from the 29th House District, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to present a bill. I entered the legislature and took a stroll. I experienced it firsthand, and they were stunned when I raced against tremendous odds and prevailed. Because I was living it in my head, I won the election even before it was horrible. You wish to see more of yourself than your current situation. You have a task to complete. Look past your obstacle and see yourself. Imagine yourself knowing that everything is well and having already overcome the problem. Considering oneself to be happy and well and to be in charge of your own future. The importance of it comes next. Understanding your motivations is crucial when it comes to self-motivation, since that mind will ask, what's the point? Why endure all of this? It's too difficult. No, including the tower. It's not worthwhile. Has it previously mentioned that to you? This is how you can deal with that. This is how you get around that. Jot down 5 justifications for your deservingness. You deserve what you desire, but why? Why are you? Why do you deserve it? What significance and worth will it add to your life? What makes you so unique that you merit achieving this or your goal? Once you put those 5 reasons down on paper, you'll be able to refer to them and feel more confident when those times of weakness arise, as they inevitably will, and when the conversation begins to speak to you. You will have some life knock you between the eyes. Therefore, it will be your rod and your staff to console you through some trying times. You will feel like you should give up because something unexpected and unexpected will take you off guard and make you want to give up. It's crucial that you work on yourself because of this. Tapes, empowering oneself and speaking to oneself with strength, emotion, and passion. Enhancing yourself every single day. Since it will soon arrive, life is only waiting, I promise. All right, so he's doing well now? Excellent. I recall having an encounter. I was going for my passion. You must therefore work on improving yourself. You have no idea what will occur. And I was informing folks that I needed to organize a large gathering with 5,000 attendees. And I replied, if you want a bigger picture, you have to work on yourself. You must constantly strengthen yourself because you will be caught off guard by life, which are some of the self-defeating habits we adopt that keep the majority of people from having fun. A few individuals experience the what's the use? Why bother with attitude? There are those who are truly indifferent. And they persuade themselves that they have no emotions and don't give a damn, and eventually they cease to feel anything at all. Their existence is meaningless. Some think that it's just too difficult and not worth the trouble. I'm no longer bothered by it. The knowledge that I could be doing more and am not, that I am not pursuing my dreams. Although I'm happy, I'm not full. The reality that my fantasy isn't coming true. In a book titled, I Want to Change But I Don't Know How, Tom Ruskin and Randy Reed observed that people frequently play it safe in life. He claims that's what they secretly hope to believe. If I never allow myself to feel too wonderful, perhaps I won't get hurt too deeply. Many never accomplish the things they are capable of doing because they let themselves follow the herd and go it alone. My friends, the pressure to follow the crowd can be overwhelming, but it's crucial to remember that your worth and happiness are not determined by how well you keep up with others. True fulfillment comes from living authentically, making choices that resonate with your inner values and desires. When you find yourself gripped by FOMO, take a moment to reflect on what truly matters to you. Ask yourself if the activities and trends you feel compelled to follow are genuinely adding value to your life, or merely distracting you from your own path. Embrace the joy of missing out. Find peace and satisfaction in making mindful choices that prioritize your well-being and personal growth. Remember, it's okay to miss out on certain events and experiences. You don't need to be everywhere doing everything to live a rich and fulfilling life. Focus on quality over quantity and invest your time and energy in the things and people that truly matter to you. Start today by setting boundaries and making conscious decisions that reflect your true priorities. Celebrate the freedom that comes from not needing to keep up with the crowd. By doing so, you will cultivate a deeper sense of contentment and purpose. You have the power to choose how you spend your time and where you direct your energy. Don't let the fear of missing out dictate your actions. Instead, embrace the joy and peace that come from living a life true to yourself. The time is now. Break free from the pressure of FOMO and step confidently into a life of authenticity and joy. You deserve it.